Today I'm going to show you how to do the polished stone technique. It's a beautiful technique and it is super simple. This technique is part of the Totally Techniques global blog hop. So once we get done, you're going to want to go to my blog so you can hop along. There's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in each of 8 countries, I believe. That's also going to be featuring projects with polished stone technique. So you're going to see a lot of different ideas, and I love these types of blog hops because you get so many different perspectives, different styles, different layouts. So I think it's really going to be fun. Let's get started and I'll show you how I did my polished stone. Now, I'm going to show you 3 different backgrounds with polished stone in 3 different colors. And then I've got a card that I will show you what I did with, I will make for you and show you what I did with the polished stone background. And then I've got 2 other cards that are already made that I'm going to show you too. So let's get started here. I'm just going to bring in my piercing mat. This is simply a mat. It's a piercing mat that we sell, and I cover it with printer paper, put some tape on it, and this is what I like to stamp on. So one of the key elements in the polished stone technique is glossy white cardstock. And a few years ago, Stampin' Up! Stopped carrying glossy white cardstock. This is extremely hard to find. I have people ask me all the time if they can use photo paper, which is a glossy paper, to do any of the techniques that we do on Stampin' Up! Glossy white paper. And the answer is no. It will not work. The paper is made up of different materials and none of these techniques work on photo paper. So you can get yourself some glossy paper. I sell reams of it through Stampin' Up, through my Stampin' Up store. And I'll have a link at the end of the video showing you that you can click on to go and order the glossy paper. It'll also show an entire shopping list of all the products that I'm going to be using today. So just know that that's going to be super simple when we're done. Okay, I have 3 pieces of cardstock here in the glossy white. And then I'm going to bring in Gorgeous Grape and Bermuda Bay reinkers. I've also got some 70% rubbing alcohol. And then you guys are going to need to get your shot glasses out. I know you have them, right? I'm just teasing. This is a really cool little shot glass, and I wish I could tip it sideways, but I've got it filled with alcohol. It's the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and it's a souvenir that I got when we were in Italy on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip. So it's near and dear to my heart. I absolutely love it. But this is what I use to dip my little cotton ball in. So the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to get the lids off these reinkers. And again, Bermuda Bay and Gorgeous Grape. You need your cotton ball to be kind of pretty soaked. This is a lot of rubbing alcohol on here. It is very, very wet. So I've just dipped it in my shot glass. And then, oh, and by the way, these little clips that I have on here, these are our library clips. We sell these. It's an embellishment in our annual catalog. I will have these on the shopping list also. So I'm just going to take some of the Bermuda Bay reinker and then some of the Gorgeous Grape. I love these 2 colors together. I think they're just really pretty. And the colors can touch each other. Nothing's going to happen if they do. And then a really cool thing is to take some Wink of Stella. Now, anytime we use Wink of Stella, you want to shake it up, but you're going to push, and I'm just going to move my cardstock in case this drips. I'm just going to push this until I get some Wink of Stella coming out on my cotton ball. So this is what we've got so far. And now the magic is going to happen, and this is just really cool, you guys. Okay, you're just going to tap this around on your glossy cardstock. Now, I tend to put bigger drops on my cotton ball. If you put little teeny weeny little drops, you're going to get a teeny weeny little pattern. Depends on if you want teeny weeny or not. And I just kind of like to go over it again, and it just gives it a different texture. And now the really cool thing, you might not be able to see this in the camera, but I can see the Wink of Stella is just, it's like all over. Let me see if I can get that closer and if it's going to really focus in on that, because it is so pretty. I absolutely love it. Now see, I've got a little bit of dripping in here. I'm just going to tame that down. I don't necessarily want drips, but if you want drips, you could certainly leave them on there. But everything you do to this after, I mean, I could keep blending the color here. It's just such a very cool look. Now it's going to tone down as it dries a little bit. And I will show you the sample that I made with it as soon as I'm done showing you these other colors. Okay, so we're just going to set this aside to dry. Then I'm going to bring in another piece of glossy white cardstock. Now I already have some cotton balls. I used Real Red, Pumpkin Pie, and crushed curry on these cotton balls. I'm going to see if these are going to work for me, and if not, I'll have to re-ink them. So I wanted to kind of do a sunset background. I thought that would be really cool. And I found a card on Pinterest that had kind of a sunset in the background, but it didn't use polished stone. So I thought, well, I'll just give that a try. See what I can come up with here. And this isn't as juicy as I would like it to be. So let me see if I can juice this up a little bit more. We may have to just scratch this and start over. This is just red, Real Red. And I think I'm gonna try and drop just a touch. I should have dabbed this into the, hang on, I'm gonna be really brave. I don't wanna spill it all over. There we go. I can do it. This is going to work fine. Okay, I just added some rubbing alcohol because my cotton ball was kind of dry. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's our color coming in. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to bring in a little bit more alcohol. Again, I've already used these. I already dipped them in the alcohol. Oh, this is the yellow one. I want the orange one first. Put a little more alcohol on here. And you guys do get that you would dip these in your little cup of alcohol, just like I did that first one, right? I think that you get that. Hang on, I gotta turn my space heater off. I have a little space heater under my desk because it's really cold here in Wisconsin. Like, it is in the, under 20 degrees. Brr. Just going to add a little bit more the Wink of Stella, and now I'm going to come in here. Oh yeah, that's a lot more vibrant, isn't it? And I'm kind of going up into the red. I think I'm going to add a new red because my red is kind of really wimpy. And then I'm coming in with the crushed curry. And I think this has enough Wink of Stella on it that I don't need to add any more. Just going to come in here with that yellow. Notice how it's kind of blending into the orange. Like I said, I wanted this to look kind of like a sunset in the background. I want some more red on there. And this feels really dry. I can tell because my cotton balls are a little heavier when they're wetter. Is that a word, wetter? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Oh my gosh, yeah, that looks really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to, isn't that pretty? I'm going to set this aside. I can't wait to show you what I did with it. And then, last but not least, I'm going to change this out for a fresh one. Okay, let me get these out of the way. Last but not least, I am going to come in with another color combination. This one's a little more muted. Those were pretty bright and colorful. Now I'm going to use some smoky slate. Oops, don't forget, I gotta dip my cotton ball into my rubbing alcohol. And I'm going to put some smoky slate on here. And some petal pink. And this petal pink is more like a really pale peach color. It's one of my favorite new colors. I haven't used it in a while, so I was glad to bring this back out again. And then we're going to do some of that Wink of Stella on here. There we go. Okay. This is going to be really pretty too. Almost looks like marble, which is a really cool look. Look at, and as it dries, those dark spots are going to get lighter. Oops, I missed this little corner down here. How about right there? Now, isn't that an interesting look, right? Okay, are you guys excited to see what I did with these? I'm excited to show you. I got going on this and I had a hard time stopping. Let's just put it that way. Okay, I've got a new mat here. And here is the first one I made with the petal pink and the smoky slate and Wink of Stella. And I hope you can just see, let me see if I can get my light on there, how very, very pretty and glimmery that is. Trust me, if it doesn't show in the camera, it is glimmery and it is beautiful. This piece, by the way, is 3 3/4 by 5. Then I've got a piece of our galvanized metallic paper, and this is really cool paper. It's in our holiday mini catalog. This is just 1/8 of an inch bigger, so 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Then I've got a piece of petal pink that's 4 1/4 by 11, and I've already scored it at 5 1/2. So we're just gonna burnish that edge. And then I've got just a sliver, so this is 1/4 inch of galvanized metallic paper by 5. All right, and I decided to get out, hang on, I gotta set this someplace else so it doesn't get bumped. I decided to get out the Hold On to Hope stamp set. This is available with a set of beautiful framelits called Cross of Hope. And I've had this for a little while and I haven't used it yet. So I thought, oh, this is the perfect set to use with this technique. Now, you're gonna need a scrap of smoky slate to cut out this cross. And then I've got the galvanized metallic paper here and some of our self-adhesive sheets. And I love using these with more detailed framelits or thinlits that I'm going to cut out. And I'm just going to put this on the back of that metallic paper. Now you're going to leave this backing on there, okay? And then I'm going to cut out this cross on there. Now this is very detailed and it's going to be tricky to put some glue on it. So if we use the self-adhesive sheet, we're going to make a sticker. So I'm going to run this on a piece of smoky slate, this on the galvanized metallic, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. We have our smoky slate solid cross and the detailed one. And isn't that just absolutely beautiful? I'm going to bring in my pokey tool because remember this has that backing on it. And we want to peel that off. And now we've got ourselves a sticker. This is such a good product. I love it. And it is in our annual catalog by the adhesives. Okay, look at how pretty that is. Okay, I want to do just a couple things to this before I put my cross on there. Okay, so here's the layer that we just made. And I am going to ink up this floral image. And I'm going to stamp this right over here on the side of my glossy white cardstock. Then I decided to get out my Better Together stamp set. Let me grab the other half of this. This stamp set has 19 different images in it, and I love all the greetings. They're such a nice variety. So I decided to make this into a sympathy card. I need to see if this is on this block straight. This is how I kind of test that, and it does look to be straight, so that's good. So I'm just going to stamp this right up here. There we go. And then I'm going to bring this cross in, and the cross is going to go just like this. And isn't that oh so pretty with that little bit of floral peeking out of the back? You also want to make sure you close up your StazOn right away. That's not one of those ink pads that you're going to leave open on your table because it's a really fast drying ink and you don't want it to dry up on you. So here comes my cross. I'm going to put that right down here. Then I'm going to bring in this little sliver of galvanized paper. Hang on, got some glue on the side of it. I don't want that sticking out. I'm just going to put that right over here. This is just a nice little element. Adds a little bit to our card. Doesn't add any bulk. That's always a plus, right? Postman loves layers like that. And here. Now, if I would have been thinking about it, I would have die cut this cross image out of my layer that I just put this on, but I cut them out separately before I really knew what I wanted to do with them. So you can die cut it right out of here because you're going to cover it up anyways. And here comes the rest of our card. And then I am also going to, I think this is the right way. Anytime I don't know, because I don't put my labels on my stamps, I just stamp it like that. And I'm like, yep, that's the way it needs to go. So I don't stamp it upside down. How many of you have done that? Yeah, that's a little frustrating. Let me make sure that this is straight. Yeah, it looks pretty good. There we go. And then there's one more stamp in here that I thought was really pretty. And I am going to grab my Petal Pink ink because I want this little butterfly right here by my words. I just thought that would be really pretty. Okay, so there's what I did with one of my cards. Hang on and I'll show you the rest of them. Remember this layer? Here's what I did with that. This is also two different framelets in the Crosses of Hope framelit dies. So that's what I did with this one. And then remember this one right here with our sunset. This is what I did with that one. And again, I hope you can see the shimmer that Wink of Stella puts into our polished stone background. I just tore some black paper here, used the galvanized metallic paper and a black cross behind it. Again, I stamped in StazOn ink. So there we go. We've got 3 gorgeous cards. This is a fabulous background to use. It'll work for multiple types of cards that you want to make. I also thought some blues in the polished stone technique, and then fill your aqua painter with rubbing alcohol and tap it like this at your card, and it's going to make little spots. So you can see I kind of tried to do that. Well, I didn't try to do it. I did it. It makes little water spots, so that's a really cool background for some type of fish or turtle or sea life card. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this. Like I said, I will have a complete shopping list on my blog. You can find that right here. When you're placing an order, if it's under $150, please use this new host code. This is the December host code. You can click right up here. That's going to take you to my blog, and you'll find an online ordering button in the right-hand side. I will have pictures and all the dimensions and ingredients shopping list for all of these cards on my blog. If you're watching on YouTube, you can click on See More under the video, and you're going to find a link right to this specific blog post. Please make sure you click down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't want to miss anything I have coming out. And make sure you go back to my blog and check out that blog hop, because you're going to see a whole bunch of different ideas using this polished stone technique. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you live in the United States, I would be happy to earn your business. You can pop me an email at kelly@astampabove.com, and I will send you our current catalogs. We have brand new catalogs coming out in January, so that's exciting. And I'd like to thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.